It's time for another episode of the Film Room, and today we're going to take a look at Alabama left guard Tyler Booker. Booker might be considered one of the most safest, cleanest prospects in this 2025 NFL draft class, with it being a near lock that he's going to be a first-round pick. How high he ends up going, it will be interesting to see. But what we're going to do here, if you're not familiar with these videos, is I like to take clips from a couple games to just kind of showcase the type of player, in this case Tyler Booker is, what he brings to the table, how he fits in the NFL, and then I'll get into kind of my projection and prediction of where he might end up going on the first round of the 2025 NFL draft. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tape. Now, when we look at Tyler Booker, and one of the reasons why he is considered a safe, clean prospect when it comes to the draft, is he does so many things really well. So if we get started with the run game, left guard, as I said, he's a guy that can block and play in a gap scheme. Here he is, double teaming this defensive tackle and then controlling him, occupying him, so that their running back can get it. And just his strength, here's a guy that's 6'4" and 5'8", so essentially 6'5", 321 pounds. He's got the strength and the power to be able to and 21 for Tennessee is a big boy. It's not like he's blocking a 260-pound guy there. That guy's well over 300 pounds. And he's able to engage and can use his strong hands to control the point of attack. But we can also see that he's able to use his body and that to seal off. So here against Tennessee once again, he's going against this 3 technique, and he's able to engage and just seal off so his running back has a lane up the middle. And just, not only does he have the strength to move and control defenders at the point of attack, but he also has the strength to be able to engage and position his body to be able to seal off and anchor in to allow those holes to open up. And for as good of a run blocker as Tyler Booker is, I think he's an even better pass protector. So here against South Carolina, left guard once again, going against his 3 technique, we see that he's got that ability just to slide out and move laterally with the defenders. And this defender wasn't super explosive or anything, but we just see the ease in his movement, the patience that he's able just to slide out, get his hands. I love where his hands are. They're ready to punch, not coming out too early, but he's waiting, just be able to get his hands on him, control him for his quarterback to be able to get that pass off. We see another example of that here against Tennessee. Another 3 technique going against him on that left side. And what I love here is he's got the agility to move out here, but then the awareness. He knows that they're running a little slant and loop, and he's able to react, come up, and pick up the defensive end trying to come inside and cut him off. And it's just that the ability to redirect and that lateral agility that he has that kind of prevents teams from getting to his quarterback. Now, I mentioned this a couple plays ago. His hands. His hands were ready to punch. They were patient. We see a great example of that here against Tennessee. He's got a linebacker looking to blitz on him. And as we see here, this linebacker is going to be shifty, going back and forth, trying to get him to commit to one side, get his hands up maybe a little too quick. But he's just patient, and he makes that linebacker make a move before he engages and is able to stay with him. And I know he kind of bounces off here at the end, but Booker was able to do his job. And it's just that patience. He's not too aggressive. There's a thing about being aggressive, and then you could be too aggressive. And like I said, he's just being able to just wait. This guy is just flailing all around, and he just takes his time, lets him commit, gets his hands on him, and then controls him. And I mean, this ball, you would hope that ball's out by now. Now, Milroe had to dodge the guy coming off the right tackle. But, he held his block long enough that, gives that quarterback that time. Now, we also see Booker in his past sets show power. I showed I focused on his lateral agility. I focused on his ability to redirect, his hands. He's also got that power. So here against South Carolina, he's going to engage with this defensive tackle who was 4I. He's able to engage with him, but then I love is the defensive tackle gets to his edge right here, and Booker has the strength just to be able to push him away and take him out of the play. What looked like maybe he had an advantage, but because Booker plays with good knee bend, plays with good balance, and then has that power, he's able to get underneath of him as it gets high and pushes him away. And this is great because with this power, with this base that he shows and the power to go with it, if a defender gets to his edge or gets him in a bad spot, he has that strength, and he has, what's most importantly, that base, that balance, that he's able to then use that leverage and push him out of the way. Now, another important part of playing in the interior is, are you able to anchor in? Playing against massive defensive tackles, playing against maybe a guy doing a speed rush, are you able to anchor in? And here against Tennessee, once again, against a big defensive tackle, he's able to engage, get his hands on him, and then what looks like he's maybe in a bad position, he's able to just sink those hips, anchor in, and keep that defensive tackle at bay. We see another example of that, another play against Tennessee. Same thing. He's able to just anchor in. This defensive tackle tried to go a little bit of a bull rush on him. He's able just to sink those hips in, use that power, and just stop him. I mean, he got maybe a little bit of a push on him, not very much. Kept that pocket clean for Milroe to be able to unload that ball underneath. All right, and one last clip. It kind of goes with what we just talked about with the anchor, but also that lateral agility. On this play, Booker's going to reach over to this defensive tackle who's head up on the center. And at this snap of the ball, it does not look good. This guy's charging forward. Booker's got one arm reaching over, trying to stop him. Doesn't look too good, but he's able to slide over. Once he gets that hand over, so he'll slide over and then just anchor in, use that power. So we see here that lateral quickness to get over. We see the power to anchor in, and then the ability to just kind of hold that point of attack so that his quarterback, as they're having to slide, I mean, in this case, they probably said, hey, we're sliding over. We got a pass rusher here. We got these guys here. We got to slide over, everybody. Maybe they think this guy's blitzing. Maybe they think he's going to come. Whatever. They've got to slide this protection, and he's able to do that here and to stop that defensive tackle who's a clear gap away from him. There is so much to like about Tyler Booker as a NFL draft prospect for this 2025 draft. As I said, he's got good size, 6'4" and 5'8", essentially 6'5", 321 pounds. Just watching him, he doesn't look huge. I mean, 321 is pretty standard for a guard. But he looks athletic. He moves athletic. He's got power. He's got to be able to anchor in. He's just not a sexy prospect. He's not some guy that's going to come out and wow. And he's probably going to get drafted in the top 20. And I'm sure the team that drafts him, the fans are going to be like, oh, we got a guard. And they're not going to be super excited. But he's definitely someone that's going to come into the NFL, be a day one starter, and be rock solid. And sometimes you just need those guys. And as I said, he's probably going to be a top 20 pick. Probably going to go in the teens. I doubt he goes in the top 10. The highest I've seen him mocked is 10 to the Bears. And after they traded for two guards and signed a center, I don't know if they're going to take another interior guy, especially in the first round. So I think you can probably scratch them off the books. But I think he's going to be solidly in those teen range. I think the Dolphins are a team to really watch. They could really use a guard after both of theirs are free agents. And I'm just kind of curious to see, like I said, he's probably going to go in that range. What shocked me I think it's still pretty realistic that he goes into the 20s. But I think teams will like him because he is ready to go. He is clean. He doesn't have a lot of concerns or any concerns. He's a high character guy. As you saw, he was a team captain. So he's got a lot going for him. Like I said, he's just not a super exciting prospect because interior linemen that are just rock solid studs, they're not flashy. And that's okay. All right, that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of the Film Room. If you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to get any notifications of when new videos are out. While you're out there, follow me on social media, draft_Brian. Wherever you get your social media, you can find me at draft_Brian. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time.